3 rounds. This 3-round segment is brought to you by Fat Ninja Combat Gear. The Fat Christmas sale is going on all the way until Christmas Day, so make sure that you check them out. Look at all that new drip that's coming along the way at fatninjacombatgear.com.
It didn't take long for newly crowned women's UFC bantamweight champion to make headlines for her media soundbites. This time, it was PFL lightweight champion Kayla Harrison in her crosshairs, calling her the lesser of Amanda Nunes' training partners and that she fights in the B leagues. This trash talk, fair or foul?
I mean, Juliana Pena, she's always been known for running her mouth a little bit, doing a little bit of talking.
But hey, Jordan, after my misstep last week, I'll allow it. I can't say that it's foul because she just had the biggest upset in the entire history of the UFC almost. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Kayla Harrison is the lesser or greater than. It doesn't matter. It's fair because she's just riding on cloud nine right now.
Kayla Harrison is like the Brock Lesnar
She also is, yeah,
female MMA, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I
No,
mean
no,
that
yeah.
in like the hulking figure,
yeah.
like the straight up scary person that you don't want to see across from you, that has a neck that is wider than their ears, who is gonna come in and bring down a rain of hellfire and violence. That, especially being that much bigger than Juliana.
Yeah.
I don't know if Juliana wants to go barking up that tree because she would have to meet her at 45.
Yeah, she's not. She would have to meet her at 45. And, yeah, Nunes isn't Olympic champion. So, I mean,
Two-time.
And, yeah, she's a beast. But I'm not going to say anything because I already messed it up once, so I'm not going to go there again.
In breaking news, Khabib Nurmagomedov made the announcement that he is formally adding 165-pound and 175-pound weight classes to his promotion, Eagle FC. You like the move by Khabib?
I think this is interesting because people have been talking about these weight classes in between for years now. And, I mean, as someone who's witnessed people have trouble making weight for certain weight classes, I think it's a good move right now, but I also do worry for the future of it because in boxing, there's so many weight classes. Do you really even care? But in the UFC, right now, you know the weight classes and you know the champions at that weight class. I'm a big fan of boxing, but I couldn't sit here and tell you every champion at every weight class. There's so many of them.
And that's the argument that Dana White and the UFC presents, is that by adding more weight classes, you potentially dilute your product.
Yeah.
So I do think that there is an advantage to some of those guys that are in tweener weight spots. You know, there's some guys like the big signing was Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is a tweener. Kevin Lee would be a guy that is an ideal candidate for something like a 65. But, you know, there's just so many people. I don't know. I think that it's one of those that we just have to wait and see how it goes.
Yeah.
The Sugar Show passed his latest test with more flying colors than on his scalp, as he is now officially ranked at number 13. Do you think Sean O'Malley is primed to make a run?
You know, I'm going to forget the last part of that question real quick. The Sugar Show was the Sugar Show again this weekend. And, guys, this is why we watch him compete. I don't care if he's fighting a top 10 guy. I'm going out there to watch an entertaining fight, and that is what Sean O'Malley brings to the table every single time, even if he loses.
The thing is, Josh, something with a Sean O'Malley, he checks all of the boxes that no other fighter does collectively in that way. If we're talking about someone who is a draw, checks that box. Talking about someone who has an entertaining fight style that produces highlight reel finishes that get people to tune in, checks that box. Social media presence, checks that box. Is able to connect with a diverse range of audiences, whether it be the cannabis community, the Twitch community, anyone else that he's involved with throughout any of his different business ventures or just his affiliate deals that he has going on, the Nelk Boys, that sort of exposure that just puts him out to a whole just wide array of audience members out there that might not have otherwise known or paid attention to a whole lot of fighters. They can gravitate toward him as much as that most people hate the guy. Him going out there and him grabbing headlines with somebody like Tekashi 6ix9ine, you saw those headlines everywhere. So Sean O'Malley's name, whether you liked it or not, that's in the instance of bad publicity can be good publicity. That name awareness and that brand just continue to grow and grow. I think that he still needs to be cautious as far as the matchups that he takes and take that somewhat slow build to it. Don't go and take a fight with somebody like a Merab Davishvili or somebody like I think that a fight with someone like a Song Yadong would be a mistake too. Just those guys who are near him potentially in the rankings. I just don't want to see that. I want to see him continue to build himself and completely manifest what could be the next big superstar.
Yeah, and the things that he's doing outside of the cage is honestly unreal, like you mentioned before. There's a lot of things that fighters can look up and see what he's doing to follow. No, he doesn't need to make a run yet. Just keep entertaining us.
Exactly. And just like that, we are all out of time. We want to thank our guest, Elias Theodoro, this week. We want to thank Danny Bailey behind the glass. I'm Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside my man, Josh Fremd. You could follow me at Comments from the Peanut Gallery, Josh at Josh Fremd MMA. We want to say thank you to Ryan Garcia of DenverSportsBetting.com, the Grand Z Sports Casino, My Fit Foods of Denver, Comments from the Peanut Gallery, and the Fat Ninja Combat Gear. This is the MMA Plug presented to you by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.
I threw my hands in the sky, bound to get closer to God.